affecting video gaming systems. To go further in depth, we are very pleased to be joined now by Pete Hoekstra. Pete is the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Happy holidays, Pete. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Good to be with you. Thanks, John.
All right, so I was personally pretty happy to see that they were going to release this movie. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was wondering if you got a chance to check it out, Pete.
No, it was Christmas Day. I had other things to do. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I'm sure that over the weekend I will be watching it, but I haven't seen it as of yet.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks were busy. I didn't really want to see the movie before all this happened, but I felt some sense of obligation to, considering what took place here. But you had to say this was the right thing for Sony to do. I'm not sure how they finally decided it was safe to do so, but you had to have been happy to see at least it was released in theaters and that free speech in this country was not suppressed.
Well, I think that's right. I mean, it is about free speech, but, Sony has a lot of other obligations as well. They must have made the internal determination that over the last week or so that they have beefed up their cybersecurity, that they felt more comfortable releasing the film and that they would be able to withstand any further cyber attacks. Because obviously they've got responsibilities to shareholders, to their theaters, or their affiliated theater chains and those types of things. The bottom line is this shows what happens when companies don't have in place the type of cybersecurity that businesses, small and large, need today.
Yeah, and that they got caught in many ways. It was kind of embarrassing for Sony. What do you think happens now? We know that the internet was supposedly shut off in North Korea. There's also been a follow-up hack, I guess you could say, on gaming systems affiliated with Sony. Do you expect to hear more about internet outages in North Korea or more direct kind of retribution in the wake of this, Pete?
Well, what I hope is that there's retaliation against North Korea. But I hope it's done in such a way that maybe we never know it, that we never know about it, but that the North Koreans or others who are identified as being responsible for this attack really feel the pain. There's no reason for the U.S. public to actually know what the retaliation may be from the United States government. It'd probably be better if we didn't know.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that was kind of alluded to by the State Department. We may not know what is taking place, and I think some folks might be okay with that. Also, we're hearing, Pete, that Russia coming forward to defend North Korea in the wake of all this. Do you think there's anything really behind this? Do you think Russia was directly involved in any way?
I think that the North Koreans had assistance in this. As we know, North Korea has a very limited internet capability and capacity. Just from a capacity standpoint, what happened with Sony probably had to have some assistance, whether it was the Iranians, whether it was the Chinese, whether it was the Russians. It's hard to determine at this point, but I'm pretty confident that the North Koreans had help in this attack.
And one of the things, since we're talking about Russia here, and something that also has come up in this discussion when we've mentioned Russia as of late, is oil prices and how that is having a negative impact on the Russian economy. Wanted to talk about that a little bit more. The New York Times has an article on how falling oil prices actually raise the U.S.'s standing in the world against oil-rich nations like Russia, Iran, and Venezuela as well. Reports suggest the U.S. is in collusion with the Saudis to make the cost of oil of a barrel so low. Do you think this is what's taking place right now, Pete?
I think that, obviously we've had a lot of coordination and cooperation with the Saudis. And there's no doubt right now with the U.S. expansion and our energy capability that the people and the collapsing prices for energy around the world, the people that are hurt the most are those that we don't necessarily consider our friends, the Russians, the Iranians, the Venezuelans, and those types of folks. So, whether it's collusion, cooperation, we're seeing lots of good results. American consumers are paying less at the pump. We're paying less to heat our homes. And those people that would like to do us harm are paying a real price with their economies. And that's a real positive.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting to see as we watch the price of oil fall here, and everybody benefits, or most people benefit from that here in the United States, the impact it's having on countries across the world as well. Pete Hoekstra, former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. It's always great to have you with us, sir. We appreciate your time. Merry Christmas.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
And Happy New Year to you, too, as well, Pete. If we don't talk to you before then.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Doug. Goodbye.
All right. There you have the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Pete Hoekstra, talking to us about what's taking place with the Sony hack, North Korea, Russia, oil prices. A lot going on there as well. Coming up, we're going to be joined by Tim Malloy, an investigative journalist who spent some time with our troops over there in Afghanistan as that mission winds down. Will this really be the last Christmas with U.S. boots on the ground over there in Afghanistan? We're going to talk about that right after this.